welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective, a beacon of equality for the LGBTQ community worldwide. Thailand's Marriage Act. Thailand made history on January 23, 2025 by enacting its landmark Marriage Equality Act, becoming the first country in Southeast Asia and the third jurisdiction in Asia to fully legalize same-sex marriage. This legislative triumph culminates over 2 decades of tireless advocacy by LGBTQ+ activists. The new law comprehensively replaces gender-specific terms like husband and wife with the neutral term spouses throughout the civil and commercial code. This change grants same-sex couples the full spectrum of legal rights previously reserved for heterosexual pairs, including crucial provisions of inheritance, property management, medical consent, and the joint right to adopt children. The move solidifies Thailand's reputation for social acceptance, setting a powerful regional precedent. With the fight for full gender recognition and protection against social discrimination continues, the Marriage Equality Act stands as a major victory for human rights and inclusivity across Asia. Well, start with saying, yay, Thailand. Yay, Thailand.
Yes.
And it's interesting. I looked to see their religious makeup, and Thailand's religious makeup is 92% Buddhist. And it is deeply influenced by Hinduism. And I thought that that was very interesting. And so I started looking to see about Buddhism. What do people like the Dalai Lama say? And his perspective is evolving. It's one of those things where, you know, he's very strong on LGBTQ rights. But when you start looking at Buddhism as itself, they don't really push for sexual behavior. It's not one of those things that's most important to them. Chastity, vows of chastity, is something that's even more important. So that makes it difficult to look and see what Buddhists think about same-sex marriage, but it's easy to see what Thailand thinks about same-sex marriage, and that is that everyone is going to be treated equally, at least in Thailand, and maybe they're the precursor for what might be happening with the rest of Southeast Asia. Mm-hmm. One can only hope.
One of the values of Buddhism is sexual wholesomeness, chastity. And there was some debate in the 60s, 70s, 80s, what that meant for gay people. And progressives, just like in other religions, have come down on the point of you can be sexually responsible and caring with someone of the same sex as well as with the other sex. So that would mean honoring your promises, you know, not cheating on your spouse, not using people abusively or objectifying them or whatever. But since gender is irrelevant and a thought system where your life is repeated and it can be every gender over the eons or whatever, even some of the Buddhists have been both male and female over time. So yeah, they lend themselves to although they have a huge value for monastic lives, and those folks are usually meant, but not always, to be celibate. And that's one of the things the Dalai Lama said when he said something offensive about gay people one time, and he was challenged on it. He said, I'm an old Buddhist monk. What do I know about, so he just sort of apologized and said,
that's just the absolute truth.
I spoke on something I didn't know anything about, and I take it back.
Yeah.
Right.
And I kind of super appreciated that about him. But Thailand's known as sort of a fun and place for LGBTQ people, and sort of permissive, especially in the urban areas. And so I'm not super surprised, but I am super glad that they're doing this. Equality is just right. That's what equality is what is good, and they've taken one more step toward it. And I hope that a lot of people followed their example. Even the United States has some good stuff on the books, but they are not. Some of them are in danger, and so we can even take a page from Thailand and try to treat people better.
Right, exactly. You know, when things get rough, and particularly now, things sometimes seem a little rough. We can look at stories like this, what's going on in Thailand, and know that regardless of what is happening here, that in other places like Thailand, progress keeps happening.
Yeah.
Progress keeps happening, whether we want it to or not. It's going to continue.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I think it's just a good reminder that, there is still hope in the world. There are still good things happening, and yay for Thailand and all that may follow suit with Thailand as well. I mean, maybe they're just the ones who open the door for a lot more good stuff to happen. And it's always good that when our community can be affirmed, loved, and welcomed regardless of where they are. So this is a wonderful, for me, this is a good feel-good story. Yay, Thailand.
All right.
And well, marriage is a good place to start with the feel-good stuff, because that's love, that's commitment,
exactly.
that's family, that's community. So whenever you have marriage equality, I think you've opened the door to a lot of good stuff. And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check out our Performing Arts series. Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts has a great acts lineup for the 2025 through 2026 season. Here is a taste of what's coming up.
On November 7th, we welcome back Miss Coco Peru. If this show is like her other tours de force, there will be storytelling, laughs, singing, and a moral to tie up the evening. Or maybe this one is entirely different. You'll have to come to the show to know for sure. But you already know it's going to be one of the best nights of comedy and drag artistry you will have enjoyed all year.
December 7th brings Matthew Darren's annual Holiday Fantasia, always amazing, and this year it will again be co-hosted by Varla Jean Merman.
And in 2026, there are already some great shows lined up, such as selections from Pearly, a musical based on the play Pearly Victorious by Ozzie Davis on February the 7th. For more information about these shows and others, and to secure your tickets, go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
Please like and share this episode on your social media, and look for Sunshine Cathedral on Facebook or Instagram.
You can also like our individual pages on Facebook. Remember to visit sunshinecathedral.org frequently. There you will find Bishop Talk, where Bishop Durrell and I interview queer religious leaders, activists, and scholars.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.